Hello people and welcome to a brand new series of videos. As you would have just from the title or the thumbnail, that we'll be doing a complete Django app development. As per the requirements of app that we'll be developing, it will be around 6 to 7 videos. Again, that is just a rough calculation. It might go up or down from that as well. As I said, it is as per the app requirements. So in this series of videos, it will be ranging from basics to app development to actually deploying the app, that is a complete reference of Django. And we'll be building a college admission form to use as an example to learn all the developments and the basics of Django concepts. If you're a new learner, lucky for you, this series is concentrated towards the new learner. And if you are already a Django learner and if you're looking for a reference, you can always skip to the respective video. But I'll ask you guys to have a knowledge of Python or the object-oriented programming as well as the basic parts, and we'll be using function-based views over class-based views. So people who already know Django, will get an idea of what I'm talking about, and people who don't know what I'm talking about the function-based views and the class-based views, I mean, you don't need to actually know. You'll just get to know what is function-based views, and when you actually learn class-based views, you'll know why function-based views are better. So yeah, let's get started. And in this first video, we'll be downloading Atom Text Editor. As you can see, I'll be using this Atom Text Editor. And the second thing would be to downloading Python as well as your Django environment. We'll create a new environment, that is your virtual environment, and why you will need that will be explained later on in this video. We'll start an app and simultaneously we'll start our project. We'll set up everything, we'll create a super user, and that will be it for the first video. And in the next video, we'll be actually adding up the templates and showing you what are all the different types of files are. So yeah, let's get started with the downloading. Right, so the next step would be to open your favorite browser. I'll be using Mozilla Firefox for this, and I'll search for Python. And in the next tab, I'll search for Atom Text Editor. And go to the very first link that you will get for Python, that is python.org, and over here atom.io. Don't worry, the links will be in the description. So if you click on python.org, you will be brought back to this page. You can click on downloads, and the latest version as per the recording of this video is Python 3.8.3. so you can click on that button and click on save file, which will download your Python executable file. I'm not going to do that because I've already downloaded it. Then you can click on this button over here in atom.io and again save file, which will download your Atom setup executable file. So once you've downloaded both of this, you can go to your downloads folder, and over here in the downloads folder you'll find Atom setup as well as Python 3.8.3. if you double click on this Atom setup, it will automatically install everything in the background and give you this this icon over on the desktop, so you don't need to do anything manually. It does everything by default. And for the installation of Python 3.8.3, for me, I have already downloaded, that's why it is showing modify, repair, or install. For you guys, it will show install, and make sure there will be a button over here, a checkbox of a kind which says add to path variable. Make sure you always tick it, that is, give it a click so that it gets selected, because that is really important for you to set up Python interpreter to your path variable. So once you're done with both of this, in order to install Django, open your command prompt, that is, go to, if you're using Windows, you can go to Cortana and search for cmd and click on enter, and if you're using Linux or Mac, you can always open your shell and make sure you are in your root directory. Over here you can first install pip, that is pip install pip, and click on enter. It might take you about 45 seconds to 1.5 minutes depending upon your internet speed, and I have already downloaded it, so it's gonna show me requirement is already satisfied, and I'm using pip version 20.1.1, which is the latest one. So once you have downloaded pip or installed pip, the next would be to use this pip to actually install your Django, if I can spell that right. Install pip install Django. Again, both of these commands will be in the description, so you can just copy and paste it so that you don't make any spelling mistakes, and hit on enter. For me, it says requirement is already satisfied because I have already downloaded it, and I'm using Django version 2.2 as of now. Right, so as soon as you double click on the icon over on the desktop, you'll be brought back to this interface. You can close your telemetry consent as well as welcome screen, but you will require this welcome guide screen to actually install the package. But don't worry if you have accidentally closed it, there is another way. Go to your files, go to settings, and over here click on install. So you'll require one package that is called as Platformio IDE terminal, so search for it. Platformio IDE terminal. So it is by Platformio. As you can see, make sure you have an updated version. Right now it is 2.10.0, and for me it is showing uninstall and disable, but for you it is going to show install button, so click on that, and then it will automatically happen in the background. And once you have installed it, close everything, and right over, if you're using Windows, right over your Windows start button you will find this plus symbol which says new terminal. So click on that. Your terminal will open up like this. So this is the Platformio IDE terminal that you will require to start your apps and run your server. You'll know what I'm talking about in a while. Let me quickly expand it and increase the font size so you can view it properly. And currently I'm on this path, that is my root path. So I'll click on cd ... which takes me back a directory. So use that command, and then click on cd and do tab so that it takes you to each and every folder which is already present. And if you don't have a specific folder, go to your file explorer and go anywhere you want and create a new folder. For me, I have created a new folder inside my PyScripts called as Django series, so I'm gonna navigate towards there. So currently it is inside my PyScripts, and cd again to my Django series. So right now I'm inside my Django series. Very first step would be to create a virtual environment, and the requirement of this virtual environment is that you will actually publish your apps. And if you have a different version of Django, and your user has a different version of Django, that creates a problem there. So if you use virtual environment, that won't be a problem anymore, and you can publish your apps wherever you want and people can actually use it. So the command to install, or sorry, not install, to that is to create your virtual environment, is conda create -- name, whatever the name you want to give. I'm going to give series for now and put Django. Again, this command will be in the description box below so that you don't make any mistakes. Then hit on enter. Wait for a while until Django actually completes it. Great. So after doing that, it's going to ask you proceed yes or no, so always click on Y and hit enter. It will download and extract all the packages that you need. Again, depending upon your internet speed, that is going to happen. It's about 15 MB as you can see over here. Again, I'm going to skip until it is actually done. So there you go. It took me about 4 or 5 minutes to set up everything and create my environment. And now after creating your environment, there is just a simple step, that is to activate it. And it has a simple command as well. Activate and your virtual environment name. In my case it was series, so I'm going to say activate series and hit enter. And after a while, as you can see over here in the parenthesis, it says series, which means you're inside your virtual environment and start working with Django. So first step, as I said before, would be not the first step. The next step would be to start your Django project. So again, there is a simple command, Django -admin start project, and you can name it whatever you want, but for now I'm going to let's just give it college, because we'll be making a college admission form, and hit enter. and there is no changes seen over here, but if you actually click on file and open a project folder and select your project folder, in my case it was Django series, I'm going to select this folder. It's going to open here over in the tree. As you can see, we have something called as college over here, and inside college you have few files which will be explained in the next video, so stay tuned for that. And once we are done with that, we'll also we'll create our app and set up everything. So we'll do cd and we'll go inside our college, and inside our college project we're gonna say python manage.py start app, and I'm gonna say form base for now. And over here you will see that the form base is also created. Again, what are all these files will be explained in the next video, so stay tuned for that again. And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to create let's go to settings.py. Let's not do that because you don't know what all these files are. So first up, we'll just create our super user and end our video there, and in the next video I'll explain you what are all these files and how you'll initially set up everything. And once you're done with that, you need to create a super user. So before creating a super user, let's go back to our college directory. And yeah, as I said, before creating a super user, you need to make migrations and migrate everything inside your apps. So the command will be python manage.py migrate and hit enter. And it's going to apply all the migrations just like that. And after that, you need to give the command make migrations, so the migrations are already will be set up properly. And it says no changes detected, but I just need to double check everything, and it says no migrations to apply, right? So yeah, again, creating a super user requires the same python manage.py followed by simple command create super user without any spaces in between. Let me see if I have spelled it right. Create super user, okay, and then you can hit on enter. So if you want the same name as sorry for the background noise, as I was saying, if you want the same name as your root directly, you can leave blank and hit enter, but right now I'm going to change it to college admin, and it will ask my password, email address. You can give him any email address you want, college@admin.com. that will be my email address for now, and you can give any password if you want. I'm gonna give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 QUERTY 1 2 8 and then QWERTY. It's not going to show here, but I'm actually typing. You can hear my keyboard noise. I'm going to hit enter, and you have to enter the password again, TY, and there you go, your super user will be created successfully. So that's it for the initial setup. In the next video I'll be explaining you what are all these files actually do, and we'll make our base template, that is your base HTML template, and show how it looks in the back end. Yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. Make sure you subscribe for the further 5 or 6 videos which will be coming up. We're gonna have a lot of fun creating a Django app. And yeah, thank you for watching. Stay in, stay safe, and happy quarantine.